My name is Destiny Cutlip. I'm trying Zach's. What kind of barbecue sauce is this?
You don't have to go that crazy.
It's the Guinness Stout special label kind.
You're not like, this isn't American Idol.
You told me that you wanted me to do a review, so I'm giving you the full effect. Okay, so I'm gonna eat this rib. It's been smoked for 12.95 hours.
6 hours. What do you think? Does it fall off the bone, or do you have a tug?
Slight tug.
Competition tug.
Small one.
Competition tug.
It's worth the pull.
Competition tug.
Good sauce is amazing. Smoke flavor is there. It's up to par.
Up to par.
10/10 recommend.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke some ribs. I smoke all of my ribs over charcoal using the 3-2-1 method. We will talk about that a little later in this video. This is the first time I've tried this recipe with the rub and the barbecue sauce. It's a coffee rub and a Guinness barbecue sauce. The sauce tastes really good, the rub tastes really good. I haven't tried it on the ribs yet. We're just about to get them cooking, and I'll walk you through that. But this video took place over 2 days. Last night I made the rub and the barbecue sauce. I wanted to let everything sit a little bit and kind of blend together. Like chili and soup, it's always better the next day. Same thing with sauce. So let's start with that. Here's how you make the coffee rub. You know what's next. You should end up with something real pretty like this. Just make sure you get all them clumps of brown. Damn it. So like I was saying, just that brown sugar is going to want to clump up on you. You might have to get your hands in there and give it one of them. Well, with that, your rub's made and she good. I am really, really excited to see how this stuff tastes. It tasted good dry, but it's never the same as once it's been smoked and really soaked into that meat. Ah! Alright, so there's that. Here's the sauce. So you want to bring that to a boil real slowly, then let it simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure you stir it often because you don't want to burn that sugar. 30 minutes later, she's ready to be transferred to another container. This recipe made almost 2 pints. I'm sure you could stretch it out with a little extra ketchup or apple cider vinegar and get a full 2. Another tip, between the apple cider vinegar and the ketchup, barbecue sauce is acidic enough to be water bath canned. So I will be throwing this first pint into the canner and putting it on the shelf for later use. And this second partial pint I will be using on the ribs tomorrow. If you are going to can it, make sure your jars and lids are sanitized, and make sure that you put that barbecue sauce in there hot and your water is ready to go. Definitely want to hot pack this. So fill her up with an 1/8 inch headspace and boil her for 15 minutes. The next morning. Alright, now we're going to get started on the ribs. I did put a bit of the rub on it last night and let it sit in the fridge overnight. I don't always do that. I decided to do it this time because I wanted to. You can do it either way. But I would recommend this right here. When you go to put your rub on, start with mustard. This acts as an emulsifier, kind of helps tenderize the meat. It gives your rub something better to stick to, and it also helps the rub penetrate your meat a little better. So you'll take that, you'll coat your ribs with the mustard, and then with your dry rub. I am using St. Louis ribs, so it's not as important as on these because there's not as big of a concave on your ribs. If you're doing baby backs, always do your mustard and your seasoning on the bone side first, so that when you flip it over, that concave will hold the meat and all of your rub up off of your pan and keep it from sticking to the pan. So while these briquettes are heating up, you want to keep everything open because you don't want any of that, and keep your food off of the grill. You don't want any of your lighter fluid getting onto your food because it will ruin it. Once you burned off all that lighter fluid and your grill is ready to go, get them ribs right in the middle, bone side down, and keep them at 225 degrees for 3 hours. Now, it's not as easy to regulate your temperature when you're working with charcoal, but still, even with my fluctuations between 250 and 275, I've done like a lot of ribs this way, and I still have never had them come out dry, and I still don't have them fall off the bone. You still have that competition tug. If you're looking for fall off the bone, then maybe braise them for some extra time. I'm not 100% sure about how to get that. I don't try to get that. Also, a lot of professional pit cooks will tell you that I have too much smoke coming off of it right now. I disagree with that as well. I've run it this way in all my batches, and I have never had a problem with them being overcooked or too smoky. Maybe I'm immune to it, I don't know, but they taste damn good to me. I'd recommend giving this way a shot. If you don't like it, then try a different one. Smoking meat has been around for a very long time. It is a way of preserving meat if you do it for a long period of time, making jerky, dehydrating essentially. Don't make it rocket science. People used to do this by building big structures over their fire made out of sticks and draping the meat over top of it. Don't overcomplicate it. It's going to be okay. So I do soak my meat. I keep it in water because it burns slower and it produces a lighter smoke till it catches like that. And I like to kind of take my pieces and put them offset from the fire. Okay, and then I'll gradually will move them back once they get caught. Now, I've already had this open for too long. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. That's the motto. Keep her shut. Alright guys, now we're going to talk about the braising liquid. I didn't actually look up a recipe for that. I kind of just threw something together. And I forgot to record while I was making it. I apologize for that. But I can put all this stuff over here. So, in that was 1 bottle of the Guinness, 1 cup of dark brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of the ANCHO chili, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of butter, and about 1/4 cup of hot sauce. And this is a sauce, so like I say, the earlier you make it, the more time it has to kind of blend together. That's going to be the next step that we'll get to in just a second. All right, the first 3 hours are up. And now it's time to get this stuff on the braising liquid for step 2. So you're going to put it on a piece of tin foil like this, and you're going to fold it up like this. You see the way that we leave this open right here? I've got a little gap on the top here. We usually have a wider sheet of tin foil than this. Now you take your braising liquid and pour it into the tin foil. Seal up both ends just like this. Set her back on the grill, keep her at 225-ish for another 2 hours. You will probably be out of briquettes by now if you haven't refilled them already. I've already had to throw some more on here. But since it's wrapped in tin foil, you don't need any smoke. 2 hours is up. Take her out of the tin foil, put her down on the grill, and then sauce it up and let her sit for an hour until that sauce glazes. This sauce is actually kind of runny, so if you're using this, you might have to brush it on there a couple of times. But they turned out pretty good. Don't take my word for it. Ask these people who got my phone shoved in their face. This whole thing.
It's really good.
The whole thing is weird.
It's not.
Let it out.
It's so good.
Let's go play with the dog. Look, doggy.
I like ribs, but these are really good. You can taste the smoke and the barbecue sauce. Is this your homemade stuff?
Yeah.
It's good.
That's the sauce I gave you.
That's the stuff you gave me?
Yeah. What do we think?
Fucking damn good. Damn good. Would never thought coffee.
It fell off the bone.
Yeah,
Fell off
no,
the bone
it's-
this time.
It's, I mean. Dude.
Yours got a little more tug on it.
That's good though. I like a little tug.
That's how I like them
A
too.
little crispiness. Got a little chew to it.
It's nummy, isn't it? That's good. God, you almost bit my finger off, boy.
There you have it, folks. Coffee rubbed ribs with the Guinness barbecue sauce. I would recommend trying it. They were pretty damn good. With that, this has been O'Leary's Garden. If you like the work we're doing here, please help us support us by doing your Amazon shopping at o'learylink.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.